This is a cycloidal drive with a reduction ratio of 29:1. It has a cross-roller bearing at the output to be able to handle loads in all directions. I've made a couple of different versions, including a fully 3D printed design and a CNC machined version. In this video, I will show the torque and backlash test results of both designs. The drive is 95mm in diameter and 38mm tall. The previous cycloidal drive that I designed in one of my previous videos has two regular radial bearings. Having a cross-roller bearing makes the mechanical design much simpler as it reduces part count, and it also provides better handling of axial and moment loads. The downside of this cross-roller bearing is that it's heavy and more expensive than regular radial bearings. This particular cross-roller bearing is XRU 2512. 25 stands for the outer diameter of the bearing in millimeters, and 12 stands for the thickness. The double-U notation means that it's double seal, so it is protected against contaminants. The CC0 means that it's preloaded, so it provides maximum stiffness against loads. And finally, the P5 is the precision symbol, which translates into run-out tolerances. For this model is 4 microns for the inner run-out and 8 for the outer. The radial load rating is 10,000 newtons, and the axial and moment load relationship is given by this curve provided by the manufacturer. I machined the cycloidal discs in Acetal on the Carvera Air, which was sent to me by Backlash. The Carvera Air is a desktop-size CNC machine. One of the best features, in my opinion, is this quick tool change mechanism that allows you to swap tools in just a few seconds. I'll leave a link in the description of the video if you want to learn more about the Carvera Air. Acetal, also known as Delrin, is a great choice for cycloidal drives as it provides fatigue resistance to prevent micro cracks, high impact strength for shock absorption. It has a very low coefficient of friction for better torque efficiency, and it's also very easy to machine. For these and other reasons, it's a very common material for gears and cams. The Carvera Air does seem to be a very capable machine. This other channel on YouTube measured the accuracy of the Carvera Air on a CMM tool and got reasonably good results. I expect this will translate into better operation of the cycloidal drive, as the cycloidal disc has a more accurate cycloidal profile compared to the 3D printed disc. To design the cycloidal drive, I use this simulator on a website. Here I can enter the cycloidal drive parameters and download the profile. I've recently also added a stress analysis calculator. Based on the input torque and the material properties of the cycloidal drive, the calculator estimates the Hertzian contact stress between the cycloidal disc and the outer pins. I developed it based on this paper from 2022. The stepper motor I'm using has a torque of about 0.3 Nm. The idea is to keep the contact stress below the endurance limit of the material. In this case, about 30 megapascals for acetal. I can also set different material properties between the pin and the cycloidal disc. This is to match the design with metal pins. In this case, the predicted contact stress exceeds the endurance limit of acetal. However, this model only considers a single cycloidal disc. In our case, we have a two-phase design, so the contact forces will be spread across more points, and the resulting stresses will be lower than what this model is showing. This is how the 3D printed version goes together. The cam has an off-the-shelf metal shaft collar. This way I have a tight fit around the motor shaft and metal threads for the set screw. I also experimented with a machined two-piece cam. However, I didn't see much benefit over the 3D printed version. For the output plate, I'm using these threaded aluminum stand-ups, which are press-fit into the 3D printed output plate. And they are secured on the other side with an M3 screw. This is how it looks like with the bearing installed. I also experimented with a version which has an Acetal insert. This was also made on the Carvera Air. The idea is that the insert could be more easily replaced as the cycloidal drive wears out, or it could be machined out of metal in future versions. However, I settled on metal pins which are press-fit into the bottom plate of the housing. This makes for a less complex design and assembly. The motor I'm using for all the tests is an EMA 17 stepper motor with 0.35 Nm of torque. The design with the metal pins measures a peak torque of 8.5 Nm. That's an efficiency of 82%. To measure backlash, I removed the motor and clamped the shaft to the back plate of the cycloidal drive. And then I apply a small load on the output of the cycloidal drive and measure the displacement at 150 mm from the center. I see average readings of 0.11 mm, which calculates to 2.5 arc minutes of backlash. On the fully 3D printed design, I see similar peak torques, an efficiency of almost 80%. The 3D printed version is actually much tighter than the one with metal pins, with a backlash of only 0.9 arc minutes. Then I ran both designs through an endurance test. I added a load of 1 Nm and cycled them through 3,000 revolutions at the output, changing directions every 10 revolutions or so. This took about 21 hours to complete. And then I retested torque and backlash. Starting with the design with the metal pins, I don't see a performance difference in terms of efficiency after the endurance test. On the backlash test, I do see slightly worse results at 4 arc minutes of backlash. However, the drive still feels very tight. Same situation on the 3D printed design in terms of torque efficiency. The peak torque readings are similar to before the endurance test. For backlash, it's a much different story. The results are much worse after the endurance test at 28 arc minutes. This shows the greater benefit of the machined cycloidal drive with metal pins of better long-term performance. This is a summary of the test results. Most notably is the drop in backlash performance of the 3D printed version, while the CNC version maintained its performance even after 3,000 cycles. I have a few more of these cross-roller bearings, so we'll be offering both of these versions as a kit on our website if you want to build your own. This includes all the hardware needed and the assembly instructions.